Coinbase added tGBP, a British pound-backed stablecoin, giving supported users a GBP-denominated digital payment option. The Coinbase Adds tGBP angle matters because this is about local currency payment rails, not only another token listing. The tension is whether tGBP stablecoin turns into a durable change or simply a sharp data point. That is why the first read should stay close to the confirmed numbers: 300B market cap, 30T transactions, and the immediate checkpoint around FCA registered issuer. For an adoption story, the useful test is whether the integration removes real friction for users rather than only adding a new brand name. The reason to keep watching is that the next checkpoint can change the meaning of the first move. The starting point is that stablecoin market value has surpassed $300 billion, and stablecoins processed more than $30 trillion in transactions in 2025. The key baseline details are BCP Technologies and GBP backed, which give the story scale without requiring speculation. This scene grounds the viewer before the mechanism takes over. If the baseline changes, the rest of the story changes with it, because the consequence depends on whether those confirmed details keep holding. The most important baseline split is between what is already visible and what still needs confirmation from the next public signal. That scope keeps the segment focused on the mechanism that actually changes outcomes. Most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. Under the surface, a local currency stablecoin can reduce the need to move through dollar-pegged tokens, lowering foreign exchange friction for UK users. That is the working engine behind Coinbase Adds tGBP, and it explains why the event cannot be read only as a surface move. In this case, the mechanism connects 300B market cap with FCA registered issuer. When that connection weakens, the story becomes less about the initial number and more about whether the system, market, or policy process can absorb stress. That mechanism is the reason a viewer should watch process quality, not just the largest number in the story. The real-world consequence sits with retail users, businesses, and DeFi applications get a native Sterling rail, while regulation will decide how far adoption can scale. For viewers, the useful question is who actually has to react: users, traders, issuers, regulators, operators, or institutions. Here, Coinbase sits at the center of that reaction, while Coinbase shapes the next practical step. The consequence is strongest where the event changes access, trust, liquidity, compliance planning, or the cost of making a decision. That makes the impact measurable through behavior, not through hype around the topic. The careful reading is reserve rules and issuance caps remain a potential constraint if regulators make local stablecoins inefficient to operate. That limit matters because the confirmed facts do not automatically prove the most aggressive interpretation. The safer split is to treat 30T transactions as established context, while leaving the unresolved part open until a stronger signal appears. That keeps the story useful without turning a partial data point into a conclusion. The open point should remain separate from the confirmed facts until a filing, market move, patch, data release, or official action closes the gap. If later evidence changes the read, the story should adjust around that evidence. Most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. The deciding signal is the next signal is whether UK policy lets tGBP compete while preserving reserve safety and payment reliability. For Coinbase Adds tGBP, that is the point where the story either gains confirmation or stays stuck as an unresolved market, policy, security, or adoption question. The practical readout is to follow FCA registered issuer alongside the supporting details: UK payments and 300B market cap. If that next signal arrives, the story moves. If it does not, the only confirmed position is the one already visible in the evidence. The viewer should leave with one concrete checkpoint, not a prediction about where the market or policy process must go.